What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk. Listen, crime dramas, they was never really about crime. They're about family. They're about uh, situations. They're about people, right? So today we're going to break down the genre a little bit and talk to some filmmakers that are continuing the tradition and telling their story through independent cinema. All right, director George Zouvelos will be joining us along with actress Diana Durango, and we're going to talk about their film once a week for life. Let's get ready. Let's get set. And of course, let's get real. Real talk coming to you on the other side.
You tune in to Real Talk. Film. Facts. And the realness behind the reels. It's the director. Wes Clark. Light. Camera. Conversation, let's go. We keep it real, that's real talk. Breaking down the game, no filter, just talk. From the classes to the blockbusters. Trust us, you can love us, you can hate us, but don't forget about us. We keep it real, that's real talk. Breaking down the game, no filter, just talk. From the classes to the blockbusters. Trust us, you can love us, you can hate us, but don't forget about us.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the director.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the director.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the director.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the director.
Hi, this is Monique Capri. You are watching Real Talk with the director.
It's because you're deep, orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the director.
Hey, I'll be Issa Rae. You're watching Real Talk with the director on Downhouse Radio.
We keep it real.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less. What's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Real Talk with the director and the Jedi Council. I'm the director. We'll be with you for the next 90 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media, and we broadcast live via the World Wide Web on youtube.com/IE Network TV, the IE Network. Also, YouTube, we say YouTube, Facebook, aka Meta, aka the social network, and Instagram, broadcast on Instagram. What up to my people over at Instagram? I see you over there. What's going on? Got you on the screen over there. Welcome back. Good show lined up for you. As I said before, the intro, we get to talk every now and then. I love when I get a chance to talk about one of my favorite film genres, at least one to watch. I've never attempted to make a crime drama, but I'm working on it. And so it's always great to have filmmakers that kind of cover those topics in their film. So we got some guests lined up for you that'll be bringing on shortly, and it should be interesting, man. I watch their film once a week for life, and like I said, man, I love the fact that it's telling first of all, New York. I'm a New Yorker. I reside in the South now, but I'm a New Yorker. We all know that. So a New York crime story is always good to hear. Me particularly, I'm more so favor organized crime stories, things such as, or if you want to call them mafia films, gangster films, whatever. I just call them good films because, like I said at the top of the show, crime stories are very rarely about crime. They're about situations. They're about people. They're about, people in bad situations. Sometimes about family. Sometimes about other things. So it's very rarely about crime. Crime is just the world that it's wrapped in. So it's always good to talk about that. So when we have a filmmaker on who is actually telling those stories, the writer, creator, director, and actor of the film Once a Week for Life, Mr. George Zouvelos is with us, and we'll bring him on. We also have Diana Durango, one of the actresses in the film, and a late addition, and a very pleasant late addition. Mr. Dick and Tulane will be joining us as well, and I appreciate all of them for coming on. We'll bring them on right on the other side. Before that, though, we will go into our weekend recap brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. And for the weekend of May 8th through the 10th, number 5 is Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft. The tour live in 3D. That made $7 million coming out the gate. Just came out May 8th. It's now at 19 million worldwide. Number 4 on the list is the Sheep Detectives. Made 15 million domestic, 27 million worldwide. That's an animated film. Then we have number 3, the Michael Jackson biopic, still moving strong, and made 37.9 million again over the weekend. It is now at $581 million worldwide. Half a billy on its way. Then you have Mortal Kombat 2, made 38 million this weekend. It is at 60 million worldwide, made 21 million overseas. Then we have the number 1 spot, The Devil Wears Prada 2, made 41 million over the weekend. It is now at 431.8 something million dollars. So we know that one is chasing hard it'll probably see a Billy before it's all said and done, or close to it. So there you go. That's your weekend recap for the weekend of May 8th through the 10th, brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. And yeah, man, so I'm looking at Instagram, people over there like, yo, bro, my face is like mad big in the. So I'm sorry, man. That's the way StreamYard is framing me. My bad. Y'all don't have to be looking at my face so close in the camera, but I don't know. You're looking at it on your phones anyway, so it's all good. Yeah. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And of course, I brought my Jedi Council with me. Well, at least one of them's here. Ralph, you in the building, man. What's good?
Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody had a good Mother's Day yesterday. To all the mothers out there,
yes,
and the dudes that y'all looked out for everybody yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? So it's all good, man. So yeah, bro, we I always like when I have an opportunity to talk about crime dramas, and after we have our guest on, and we'll be getting them on very soon because I know they're busy. And we want to get them in and, get our questions in, get my questions in and let them, have their night back to them. But I always like when I have an opportunity to talk about crime dramas because that is one of my favorite genres. I haven't made one yet. Not really. Well, the one that I'm about to release is a psychological thriller, but it's not a crime.
I got a question though. When you say crime drama, what kind of crime drama are we specifically talking about?
Glad you asked. Different types of there's so many different ones. Yeah. Well, my favorite is organized crime dramas. That's usually my favorite. I mean, everyone who knows me, if you know me, the first thing you will always know. My favorite film on the planet ever is Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather. We already know that. It is peak cinema. Mr. Coppola, like I said, I don't have to talk about it. I talk about it a gazillion times. So that's my favorite. Of course, there's plenty other types of crime drama. Hell, you can almost classify The Dark Knight as a crime drama. It's a crime drama wrapped around a superhero film.
It sure is.
That's really what it was. So I mean, there's different ways of classifying it, but in this case, I like the crime drama, organized crime, and that's very present in this film. And I tell you, and you know, when I'm gonna bring them on and ask, but you know, it's the funny thing is this: I've never attempted to do an organized crime drama because it takes a lot. You got to be organized, right? It takes a lot of people, a lot of characters. You can't have an organized crime drama with just a few characters. Like you got to have usually a lot of characters, right?
You got to have at least a crew. So that's at least four. That's at least four people.
At least four. So you can't really, you know, and the way I think, you know, like I said, I'm from the, you know, the Godfather realm, so it's like I need like a whole family, you know. So with that going on, I just ain't got the budget for that to get people, bring them in. I don't do any films that I can't do right. Hell, I just been working on a psychological thriller, one of my other favorite genres. And hell, it took me 5 years to finish that film, but we're done, and it's gonna be coming out soon. That's a whole nother story, but we'll talk about that a little bit on the other side as well. Mirror coming at you soon. I actually just finished editing it, and we're getting it polished now. It's about to go to my boy Trouble. He's gonna color grade it, make it look all nice and beautiful. Yeah, you know, going into sound design, so it'll be ready. We're hoping to screen it somewhere like maybe in July. So
okay,
yeah, man, it's gonna be. We'll let you know. You know, I'm gonna be pumping it here. But yeah, man. So when we say crime drama, if you give your top 5, it could be any type of crime drama. You don't have to stick to organized crime or gangster films, whatever you want to call it, mafia films. I love a lot of them. I'm just fascinated by them, always have been. And you know, I've seen probably all of them, but you know, it's just really something that I'm happy I get a chance to interview with someone that actually pulled off something like that, because it didn't seem like doesn't seem like an easy thing to do. So that's why, you know, I'm happy for that. Also, before we get into that, like I said, as you saw, the Michael film is running, still off and running. It's still making money.
Box office been kind of hot the last month, y'all.
Yeah,
go back to the movies. It's good. It's gonna keep going.
That's it. Yes, let's go back to the movies, people. Definitely. Devil Wears Prada 2 was just going berserk, man.
That's a good movie, though.
All those years in between, man, it didn't matter. It picked it right up. So big up to them, man. Yeah, man. Some of the films I did not get a chance to see that one yet, but I'm gonna get out to see that.
I saw Mortal Kombat Saturday.
How was it?
I was kind of liking it, man. It was bloody. I was like, wow. Matter of fact,
I'm afraid.
I usually don't put the camera on, but I paid $25 for this cup. I'm gonna put my camera on for a second.
Oh, okay.
Right. I paid $25 for this cup.
Right you got that cup.
Right. I liked it because it does one thing, right? Oh, it glows.
Oh, it lights
right?
up. Okay.
So I saw that in the lobby, and I was like, you know what? I got $25 for this cup. Listen, man, these movie tie-ins, these popcorn treats and buckets.
Yeah. I was trying to get the Michael Jackson joint. The one
I did want the fedora. I wanted the fedora. I can't find it.
I couldn't find it. Yeah. And then when I found one theater that had it, sold out.
Yeah.
So
I did see the theater I was at Saturday. They still had the Devil Wears Prada purse popcorn bucket. They had that one, but I was like, I don't want that. I want the
nah, I won't be doing no purse.
But I did see that it looks like there's gonna be some cool stuff for He-Man. Like they're gonna have this this soda cup.
Castle Gray Skull joint.
Nah, it's heat. This soda their soda cup is gonna be the He-Man's sword.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh
man,
I might be tempted to get that one.
Well, that's good.
Has
man.
sword and grog and battle.
Yeah, I know that. That'll
Rob.
be interesting. So yeah, man. So we'll looks like my guests are in the green room, so we're gonna get them on and talk about this film, talk about independent filmmaking, and really the realities of making independent films when you're telling real stories and stories. Like I said, I keep saying it. Crime dramas are very rarely about crime. They're about people. So let's get our people on and kick.
You could say Raiders of the Lost Ark is a crime movie. I mean, he is.
Which one?
I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, technically, he is trying to steal the Ark from the Nazis. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
you can kind of do that, but it's more like that's more adventure action type of deal. So yeah, let's get our people on, man. Like I said earlier, this gentleman, he is the writer, the creator, the director of the new crime. I'm calling it the new crime drama. It's actually listed as a crime drama thriller, Once a Week for Life. And let's bring him on with his cast. Our boy here. Welcome everybody here, Mr. George Zouvelos.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey Wes, hey Ralph, how you guys doing?
Hey man, we're good, bro. Thank you for on. And also, I appreciate you taking the time to come out. And somebody's here. They may have to turn their volume down. But appreciate you guys bringing your cast on with you and coming on and talking about your film. Congratulations, first off. I know firsthand it is hard to finish a film. So I give anybody respect and credit for finishing a film. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's also bring we have Diana Durango. She's no stranger to the show. She's been on. Diana, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey there, stranger.
Hello.
And of course,
are you guys hearing a reverb?
Yeah, there's a reverb somewhere. Someone's
Yeah, I hear it.
Someone has to mute, probably.
Is that?
I don't know who. Let's see. I can go and mute and see.
Can you do that for a minute?
Yep. Okay, that's coming from George's mic. So he has to lower. You have to lower your volume a little bit because it's coming back. It's feeding back.
Okay.
And of course, let's not forget, you guys, kind of a late edition, but a very pleasant late edition. Mr. Again, Tulane coming on with us. He's taking his time to jump up with us and say what's up.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. So let me just see here. Well,
How do
what
we?
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute the mic there. Go ahead.
My ADD is going nuts right now.
I know. All good. It's all good. I can mute it until he could turn it down, and I'm gonna ask him a question. Then I'll turn his mic on. That's all I do. I just gotta do a little extra work today. It's all good. First, welcome everybody. How art thou?
Thank you. Good.
All right. Perfect. First question right out the gate is for George. Obviously, I hate always asking this question because we all have to do that. But what was the inspiration behind Once a Week for Life?
Am I still reverbing?
Nope. You're good.
Nope.
Good. Woo-hoo. All right. This is how it goes. I had coffee cans full of notes from when I worked the streets.
Uh-huh.
My wife says either write something during COVID because there's stuff living in them. But no matter how many times I told her that anything lived in there died a long time ago,
Right.
But nobody likes to be told what to do. So I reached into the can and I got a piece of paper and said, Eve and Adam. Okay. I wrote 3 sentences back 25 years ago on a dirty hamburger napkin. I know it's a dirty hamburger napkin because I sniffed it. I can still smell the grease. And I went downstairs and I wrote 1,500 pages later. I spoke to my man right there, Dick Rand, and to Diana, my 2 Cape Crusaders.
Right.
And you're right. Crime dramas are wide interpretation.
Yeah.
This has crime in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And as you know, in society, we live in the Americas, right? Ain't no bigger gangster than the government.
Oh, no.
You know, so they control alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Anybody who does that, the guy down the street, Vito, used to do that too before he went to jail. So
this is true. This is
you know,
true.
so you know, it all has to do with your perspective, right? And this is a story about a guy whose life is imploding. I think the tagline was is a man tumbles through a merciless life while balancing on a razor's edge. And in that life, you have mobsters, you have cops, you have his wife that nags him, and you have his new girl who adores him.
Right.
And he has to make it through to find the killer of his partner. It seems to be a walking disaster. And that's what the film's about. And I filmed it when I was like 330 pounds. Now I'm 205. So I told the story backwards.
That's awesome, man. I mean, so you said you started that. So you originally kind of started it back with COVID. What's going on?
Yeah. The story, the treatment for the story started probably 1992, 93.
Okay.
That's how dated the napkin was.
Right.
But the story wrote itself after we put the characters together, and Dick Rand and Diana will tell you the script is not done until the editing is done, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so much happens from the time you put ink to paper, then the actor takes it like Dick Rand and Diana did, and even myself, and we interpret what the character is, and then we give the character, right? Because the director's job is done when it comes to casting, and then the actor gives us what they have.
Yeah.
And when we filmed the first proof of concept with Dick Rand and Diana, but my 2 guys from the very beginning, with our director of photography George Zouvelos and our group of nurses at the bar, at a bar that's now closed, right?
He's from New York. He's from New York, George. So right, Wes? You're from New York. Might know.
Oh yeah. Yes, I am.
Well, the bar was in Staten, Italy. Staten Island. So
okay.
And after we looked at the organic acting of Dick Rand, Diana, and the nurses, I said, my DP turned to me and said, he's an Emmy award-winning guy. He goes to me, nobody writes like this. Because we don't say things that are seen in cliche mob films that are disparaging, stereotypical, know. I mean, the main character's a douche. He's bombastic, he's ornery, and that's what the film is about. I mean, I think Diana could take it from here at Dick Rand, because I can stay here all night and talk about it.
It's true. It's very, very true. Dick Rand, please.
What? I'm here.
Everything. Let's go, please.
Okay, so you guys are his A1s from day one, right? So that's that alone, and I know how it is, man. When you're a creator and you get that 1 or 2 actors or just people that believe in what you're doing. So what about this film, or let's start with the script, that attracted you to believe in it and say, hey, I'm rocking with this guy?
Dick Rand.
It's when you first get it, when it first comes across your email, it's like immediately it's poetic. I wouldn't say it's poetry, but it's poetic.
Right.
And that's a kick. You know, that's a thing to me anyway, because the scripts that I've done, the TV and film scripts that I've done are kind of the opposite of that. And they're very effective for being the opposite. But for me personally, there's a sort of an extra element to it that draws me in as a player and as somebody who's watching it. So that was the first few pages I read, I just went, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. And that means that you're kind of playing it differently too. You got a different kind of, there's different power in the playing of it.
Right.
You know?
That's true. Oh man. So Diana, what's your take on that? What attracted you most to the script?
So I've known George for a while, first of all. So I know that George is a very hard worker and I wanted to work with him. But George also allowed us to have the breadth and the width to really explore what was going to be happening. And Wes, you know how I will not accept any female stereotypical role. I'm not going to do it. So she better be a big bitch and also be sweet and kind at the same time. George got it. George, in looking at the script, George's hero character wasn't just a hero. He was a broken hero. He's a hero that you want him to come from his shell. And I was just as broken. And I remember the first time I met Dickren, and you know, you take a breath walking in with the cast. And I'm looking at Dickren talk. And I'm like, oh, George really cast a really good actor. I'm like, it's just nuts. So looking at that, this whole process, this process took time. It took a lot of faith. And we all, I mean, you were talking about how big the cast is usually for a crime drama. Look at our cast. For everybody, I invite everybody out there to go to Once a Week for Life, look at our cast. And you're going to see people from The Sopranos. Dickren's very humble. He's on the blacklist. And amongst other things. The Departed, you have people from 16 Candles, from The Fugitive. These are people that believed in the film because of the writing, but not only that, you get it too, Dickren and George. I think Dickren will agree with me. He lets us breathe. It's not like, here are the words, do it, just go with it. He lets us have this marriage and this love making with the script where it's a two-way street, and then it just blossoms. And that was the beauty of it as well.
Awesome.
That's unique. Yeah.
That's dope. I have a question it's kind of for all of you, but from different perspectives. So for George's perspective is, what in your mind makes, because we talk about this, I talked at the top of the show that this crime drama genre is one of my favorites, like, to watch. And so the question is, what makes a great crime drama story for you? And for the actors, what makes a great crime drama performance for you? So two different perspectives. You guys can sit on that. But let's start with the man here, Mr. George.
Well, you don't need an A-lister or somebody who's extremely notable if your story stinks, right? So the story has to resonate, because we don't make films for ourselves, although we have to like the content. I know that a certain segment of the population is going to either really like it, some are going to feel iffy about it, some are not going to like it, but much more people of the generation who likes true crime dramas or the thrillers. Remember, this is the first part. The second part is already finished and going through the film festivals. And the third script is yet to be filmed.
Right.
But what makes a story to me is, I don't want to hear something that I've heard before. I don't want to see something that I've saw before. I don't want to hear AOA gabigool, stereotypical. Okay, been there, done that. I'm not Italian, I'm Greek, so I ain't fronting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But what
yeah,
I do
yeah.
know is the street. And the street has told me that if it's organic and it's true, you can't fool the camera and you can't fool your actors either. So if you're asking your actors to fake it or to front the role, it's going to be canned. If you allow them the ability to define the script, they kept with the body of the script, the spirit of the script. If they added a line or two or a phrase, or even Dick Grant's famous for just not saying anything, and when there's a word there, you know, that's good too because his face speaks volumes. Same thing with Diana.
All about
acting. They're both very compelling to look at, and from two very different reasons. Here, you know, Dick Grant's this hard-faced, nicest guy on the planet. You would never know it, but he's the protagonist of the film. And Diana's this delicate flower with teeth, but you wouldn't know it until you witnessed her. And now the world sees, you know, Dick Grant's been on, you know, HBO. He's been on all these things, and Diana as well. But at this, we're able to get into Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Dish Network, DirecTV, Google Play, Fandango at home, VOD, pay-per-view everywhere, right? Because we need to monetize in the first X amount of months in order to get it. And this is a privately funded, personally funded project. That's very daring because most of these things don't make it, right? So most independent films don't make it. And we're doing okay because they picked us up in the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia on June 15th. The Latin American countries like to have it in Spanish. So we have a Spanish language voiceover being done as we speak.
Nice.
And right now our distributor's agent is out in Cannes and he's shopping the film. The French want it, the Greeks want it, the Italians want it, the Spanish want it, the Turks want it, you know, the Russians want it because it's not this shake and bake, you know, remake of something else. And I think it's crucial. But without the actors' contributions, I'm just one guy, right? And it took time to make it, and it took even longer to edit it. You're going to be editing your film soon. You know, it's And Billy Galetis is our editor, and Pedro Pimentel is our colorist, right? And we were on a journey together. And John Kapelos, who played in The Shape of Water, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, he said to me, you know, and he said it at our screening, sometimes you mount your horse and you start a parade waving your flag, and you don't know what you're doing until you turn around. There's a lot of people following you and nobody. And look at all the people that are behind you. We have a film family. We don't have a community. We have a family.
Yeah.
So it should be. That's how it should be. Yeah, man. And once again, I can't give you enough credit for being able to get so many people. It's hard to get one person to believe in your vision, right? So for you to rally all these people and to be able to do a story like this with a pretty big cast, it was pretty, you know, like I said, one reason why I stayed away from crime dramas is because the type of crime drama that I want to tell would involve a big cast, you know, whatever the case would be. So it's very, I give you a lot of credit for being able to, you know, assemble, you know, Avengers style, assemble all of these people that believe in you, but they believe in you obviously to do it, and that's all credit to you for doing that. So for sure,
they didn't do it for the money, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
Yeah, that's what's up. So for the actors, for both of them, this is kind of like, I know most actors, and I know, Diana, I've worked with you before. I know how you think. Every role, you kind of take something from it. Like, is there any, what did this role teach anything to you about yourself as a performer?
Ooh. Dickrin?
No, he asked you.
No, oh, man. It taught me the power of speaking up.
Yeah.
I think that as an actor nowadays, present day actor, you are not just an actor, you're wearing many hats.
Yeah.
It's just because of where we are in this business. It's
Yeah.
very cutthroat. And if you do not know how to make a movie, you're kind of cutting yourself short. If you're just there, I'm going to be a pretty face and I'm going to do this, you're cutting yourself short. So I learned, what I took away is learning how to make a movie, learning how to speak up. And it's not easy. We're a family. There are family dynamics, but it's so good at the end. And you get better and you're closer with each other because of it. And again, I'm going to cry. George, can I say what happens for the second film? What happens to me or no?
Whatever you want, Diana.
George is.
Spoiler alert.
Adam's very virile, and I am very fertile. So I get pregnant. So looking at that, you say that art imitates life. I ended up getting pregnant. And Wes, you were there when I found out that I got pregnant. So, that was something to experience before it happened. And there was a strength that came from this movie. This movie taught me how to be a strong woman. I miscarried, but it still taught me the strength that is needed to be a mother, to be a lover, to speak up, to say, you cannot be a passive person. Eve is like this. You cannot be a passive person in life. If you just think something's going to hit you along the way and you're like, I just pray to God, let this happen, you can get screwed at the end of the day. She does. She gets screwed. But then once you take the bull by the horns and you say, I'm going to find my lover and I'm going to find my person and I'm going to be happy because this is my life. This is how I'm going to make it. Your life changes for you. And that's what my character taught me. And that's what my film family taught me. And we all have faith in each other. They all gave me faith. These are my big brothers. They will fight with me, fight for me, fight with me in this battle till the end. And, there's a sense of camaraderie that we all have with each other and respect. And looking and getting tips from each other. Yeah. I got tips from some actors, and
there's always something to learn, right?
Always
something. And you have the luxury of, or you're blessed enough. I won't say luxury. You're blessed to have people on set with you that, well, number one, you're blessed to have your acting with the man who actually wrote the film. Yes. So that's an awesome thing, As an actor, I'm sure there's no questions that you don't have, that you can't get answered. Because you have the man who's directed it and the man who wrote it as your acting partner. Then you have gentlemen like Dickren, who is very, seasoned and experienced, and you got that's a blessing for all of you. So Dickren? Did you have any of the less experienced actors trying to pick your brain and pull from you?
I don't remember that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
No,
they were very good. They were very nice people. It was a very nice set,
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I mean, like you all have expressed, it seems like it has that family camaraderie and such.
Do you act also? Do you act?
No, I do not act. I have a strict policy. I will not act in any of my films. And usually my director of photography, who I work with all the time, he tries to trick me into acting in the scene all the time. Hey, Wes, we need the light. Can you stand in for a minute? And I'm like, okay. And I'll sit down. A film I did, I was directing it, and he had me sitting in the car. And it's a scene where one of my actresses is like a hooker, and she's trying to like solicit to me in the car. I'm not supposed to be in this scene. And then he just sends her in. They're rolling camera. She comes in and she's like, hey, baby, or whatever. And then, I'm like, what? So I didn't know what to do. So I just pull out my credit card. She was like, "Credit card? I ain't no goddamn ATM machine." It just became this whole thing. And then
Is it in? Did it make the cut? Is it in the movie?
film? Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute. I got a question, Wes. Why can't you? It's not uncommon for a director to be somewhere in there, somewhere in the movie.
Exactly. Thank you.
Cameo. Yeah.
I have no desire, man.
Man, buck up.
Nah, man. I like
you.
to let
Wow,
actors,
exactly.
I like to let the experts do what they do.
Yeah.
I think it's hard, man. I give anybody credit who actually does that, because that's got to be hard. And my first feature that I ever worked on, I should say, my feet was in the film. That was it. I was in a group of people that walked in. And, it's one of those, if you have to do it, then you do it. But I don't act, man. But I love watching actors do what they do. And just as George was saying, when you have good actors that, you're storytellers too. You're not there, you're a set full of storytellers, so if you take your craft seriously, you are a storyteller. So I'm not a tyrant. If I write something, I'm very, very, open with, hey, I want to see, because, I don't know everything. Something I'm like, hey, just change it, and so it fits you.
Do you write them too?
Yes, I do.
Too? Oh, awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. So if I write something, and I've directed stuff that I haven't written, but I've never, everything I've written I directed. Put it that way.
Right.
Everything I've written I've directed, and I've never, but yeah, man, it's great to work with actors that you guys just create all together. And he said, the script wasn't done. It's a living thing. The script is a living, breathing thing. It's never done. So,
well, yes, it was. To me, it was a joy to direct actors that were in over 200 Academy Award, Primetime Emmy, Screen Actors Guild, People's Choice Award, and then marry them with exceptional actors, be it they were union or not.
Yeah.
To have them being called to task, that's why they were cast, that they can step toe to toe. If you can't cast yourself in your own film, why would you expect anybody else to cast you in theirs? Number one.
This is true.
Right?
This is true.
Especially when you're using your own loot to do it. And the amount of experience that these actors brought to the table. We have a conference room scene with 9 gangsters.
Yeah.
All well known. All well known.
All well known, right? 6 highly evolved psychopaths that are business owners, right?
Yeah.
That are not speaking cliche. And we were all there when we were doing this. It was a 6-camera shoot. We had very little time. And I expected that the actors would come in to some degree and have an ego. To my surprise, these guys who never all acted together that were in the same room, it was one take, that scene.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We didn't have much more time. But they went out of the park. And that's why I like to say they get the big money, but not in my film.
Well, yeah, well, there you go. That's where it all starts, man. He said, "Except me." That's what's up.
I'm just so kidding.
Nah, I got you.
One thing I do have to say about independent film and with what George really wanted to say the story. And you, Wes, I remember being on the show once, and you were in the think tank, this Atlanta think tank, where they were trying to figure out what actors are going to make it, what actors are not. Who was it? It was in Atlanta, right? Was it Atlanta or LA or something?
Yeah,
and there
it was LA.
Which actors were going to make it and which actors were not, and how they were going to do this. And
yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? And you were in that room, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, Wes! Like, please let me know. You were in there with some big players of studios, and that
it was scary. It was scary how they talk about the actors. I'm just like, oh my god, what is going on? It was
And
a room full. Just to add context, it was a room full of agents, basically,
and who was going to make it,
that's
and who
all I
did
have
it
to
wasn't going
say.
to make it. And
Like,
what
they know
director was
what?
gonna make it.
They know what?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it was. Yeah. It was a room full of agents, and they were just. Oh, it was crazy. But finish your thought.
But looking at that, though, to be an independent filmmaker, you really have to say, I'm going to focus on the story. I don't care. It's about the story. And we're going to make the story good. And there comes a piece of courageousness. And like, that's what we see with all independent filmmakers, both of you guys, right? And as actors that work in independent film, it's just, why do you do it? Because there's something inside of you that tells you you have to tell the story. And George, I always tell George, would you say that you lived this story out in your life with how you work the streets?
I think a lot of it, Adam Galanis is pretty much the archetype. That's my alter ego. That was my street persona.
Yeah.
You couldn't be soft. You had to be hard. I mean, my street name was Black. Yo, Black, because I come up with a truck with 4 guys and with heavy weapons and would be dressed in black because we had a blend of the night. And I think to all of us, to some degree, bring a piece of their personality to the character. Certainly everybody that was cast, and the casting wasn't like I cast every actor, because I wrote every actor and I know how each actor has acted in other films. Daniel Roebuck, who's been in The Fugitive, and he played Rob Zombie's The Munsters, and he played the Biop with Jay Leno, and like I said, John Capello. So we're not name dropping. These are people that are in the film.
No, they're in the
and
film.
Some of them are in for a minute, and some of them are in for a pound. But this film, the acting from the actors that I received was so compelling that it had to be broken down into 2 films.
Wow.
And the second film, I mean, this is just setting the stage, the first one, in order to get to, you're asking what makes a crime movie.
Yeah.
Crime movies, it sounds really messed up for me to say, crime movies sometimes give the idea of how to make the crime, because sometimes people watch the crime movie to be like, oh crap, I didn't even think that could happen. Oh, and what comes out of George's mind, I'm like, George, this person's having sex with this person and this is their relationship, and oh my God, what's happening? And how does this fit in with this? And you watch crime stories to understand this Game of Thrones type of storyline, but with a very Greek tragedy twist. Yeah. And that's what is there.
Yeah, I knew. Well, I mean, not only by your name, George, but I knew you was Greek when I heard you say Euro. I was like, in New York, we call them gyros.
Believe it or not, we call them gyros too, but you can't tell a gyro to another Greek.
Nope.
It'd be Euro.
My sister-in-law is Greek, and she used to correct it. I used to drive her crazy. Hey, let's go get some gyros.
When's the last time you had a good one, though? I had a good one the other day.
I haven't had. I live in Atlanta now. There's no good ones down here.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not. Man, don't even start. I'm going back to New York in July. I'm gonna be definitely make a couple trips.
Well, hit us up. I mean, we know the best places. We filmed 100% on location. We know all the places.
Oh yeah, man, that's what's up. So, and I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. I appreciate y'all giving us your time, but no, most definitely. So now I actually just realized, well, not just right, but you mentioned. So this is going to be ultimately a trilogy.
It's a saga. It's a 3-film saga.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's what's up.
Very Greek.
Greek.
Listen, one of my favorite lines is "Don't hate the player, hate the game."
Yeah,
you had a penny a pound, right?
Yeah, you had a line in there though that really stuck with me. I won't be able to. I'm gonna have to paraphrase it, but it was something about you was sitting in the car when you said it. It was about comparison of shame and embarrassment. And I thought that was a very, very compelling line. And I was like, oh, wow, I never really thought about it that way. Very dope right in there. And I don't want to butcher the line, but I know that.
No, it's all about your upbringing. And that was, you're only ashamed once in your life. The next time, you're embarrassed because you're only ashamed the first time when you get your thing popped, when you really, really let down somebody that you really loved you and meant something to you, you know. And I truly feel that way. I tell girls, you just embarrassed. I said, you're not ashamed.
You're not ashamed. You're just embarrassed. No, that was a dope line, man. I really like. I really, that resonated with me. I was like, wow, that's dope. The character, man. I like what you did with the character work on it. All of the characters, like Diana mentioned, he's a very flawed character, and especially with him, you know, his I don't want to give stuff away in the movie. I want people to watch it, but you know, his vice, vices, we'll say, and you know, so I thought it was interesting to build that character. I mean, from a acting standpoint, you know, you being a director and acting it, I mean, did you always decide I'm doing this, or was it like a Spike Lee thing, like I have to do it because I can't afford to pay nobody to do it? Or did you?
No, I had every intentions of casting myself, but you know, that's truth be told. This is a character written by me about certain life experiences, that are similar, and of course, you know, and exaggerated.
Yeah,
but I couldn't find an actor that was such a douche. And not acting. You know, I tell my kids, I have 4 kids, right? And they would argue when they were younger. Now they're in their 20s, and my youngest is 15. I said, you know, I'm the biggest a-hole in this room, and I'm not being an a-hole, so nobody can be one. You know, so and very much you take a persona that you lived, you know, for a long time. As a fake persona. And you put it into a character. It's really not acting. And you know, my kid's like, Dad, I don't think you were acting at all. You know, I think that's the biggest compliment I can get. And that's and the people have seen it in the theater, and like these guys look like they were. And Diana, it's like, you guys are lovers in real life. I'm like, no.
And we get that all the time. They're like, did you guys do anything? And I was like, oh no.
Absolutely. What do you think? Just leave it out there. What do you think?
Watch it. It's all about genuine, organic acting. How you feel when that situation is happening. And I tell people all the time, actors are like diamonds. They don't shine, they reflect. They reflect the light of the scene, and they reflect the light of their partner. And we successfully were able to do that and really do it in editing, right? To kind of put the pieces. The editor gets a huge. I can tell him what to cut and what to do, but he has to glue it together.
Yes, he does,
and Bill is absolutely. I mean, Bill's phenomenal, and Bill, and you'll see Bill. Yeah, he's phenomenal. And it took, I think, Dickren, you mentioned it in another show, where it's like this takes a few passes, and it takes different ways to see it, and you're not going to get the editing in the first pass, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that I did say that didn't make it into that clip was that the original is brilliant.
Absolutely.
Because I saw that scene shot live. And I walked in, and you know, there's Armin singing away and doing his painting, and then there's the gangsters all sitting around the table. And I'm sitting down watching it like a piece of theater. And then it gets its first cut, and you go, it all went away. And as he cut it back together, because it's so many different shots, as he cut it back together, it became what I saw live. Which is weird.
with feeling a little bit because of the different with feeling and texture and sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just that very strange feeling of seeing something live, then seeing it fall apart when it's in the early edits, and then see it come back together again. You know,
we're able as independent filmmakers. I invited Diana, Armin, Dick Rand, Robert Fernaro, Arthur Hughes, Jimmy Schertz, when the thing was 4.5 hours long, to say, this is what we have.
Yeah.
And it's a whole bunch of ideas put together on a assembly cut. And I know how I want to cut it, but I mean, what do you guys think, right? And I think we reorganized scenes and we were able to make 2 complete stories, because it's a story about a guy and he's tumbling through this existence.
Yeah.
And those other people, they have strengths and they have weaknesses, just like in reality.
Yeah.
There's nothing fake. The kind of feelings I have with Diana and with Dick Rand, it's not like that Hollywood fake.
No.
Right? No. It has to do with like familial ties, blood ties. And that's the way we did the film.
Yeah.
Not to be too ultra sensitive about it.
No,
you have to really have empathy to direct people that are giving you their soul on screen.
Yeah.
And you can't fake that. No. You can't fake that.
Yeah,
but you turn to the business part of it, and the business of Hollywood is soulless, right? To get it distributed. And I got fortunate with that. We all got fortunate with that.
Oh, yeah.
And just the kind of pitfalls that we avoided bringing, I think, is 99% of these things never get it to screen. 99% is a big number. And less than half of that percent make it anywhere. And then you hear independent filmmakers making 5% out of 100 after they chew away the profits. So you have to understand right off the bat, you're spending $12 to buy my film. You own it. You get to see it over. You get to laugh. You get to cry, whatever. 50% of that went to the platform.
Yep.
Right off the bat. You know, I got to fly out to LA. Who's going to pay for that? To do an Apple TV interview? Who's going to pay for that? Right? I can't pay for it out of my pocket. I put my life savings into this film. And if the majority of the people like it, and the actors would agree, the 7 out of 8 people out of 10 that are going to like it, they're going to watch the second film and probably the third film. The 2 people who don't like it, we didn't have an arbitrary and capricious breast pop in front of the screen, you know, and we didn't have blood packs exploding, and we didn't do it the way everybody else does it. I didn't think we didn't need to.
Well, that's the other thing is that I think that if there's one thing that we do not have gratuitous, lewd, and lascivious scenes yet. And I have talked about this with George, is that it's like a woman undressing herself. If she's just out there going, look at my boys, you're like, yeah, I've been there, done that, seen it. It is going to unfold itself as time goes on. By movie 3, you are going to see things that you wanted to see in movie 1. It is metaphorically, cinematically disclosing itself. This is a woman that's getting naked in front of you, movie by movie. Not just a woman, but the scenes are getting juicier. There's a cinematic metaphor, and there's a disclosure that he is purposely doing, movie by movie, in order to that person to that moment where you're like, oh my God, we're about to get there. And then it's a release. You're like, it finally happened, you know? And that's the experience that we're wanting for you to have. And this is just courting. This is just like, I want to see how you can kiss. Let's hold hands. You're not going to see anything yet. Scene part 2, maybe you're going to cop a field. Maybe you're going to see a little to smell her. Maybe you get to see something. By 3, by 3, we see things. And I told you by 3, we see things. And I'm not somebody that's going to go over and I agree to those things. And I'm like, by 3, we see things. And
hey, that's what it is, man. You're addressing the story. The story is coming along with it. Yeah.
Mary, I love to have you in the film. You sound like Tone Loc.
Please, Wes.
You won't get me in a film.
Come on.
Maybe one day we'll collaborate on something. I don't act though.
Sure.
There's no
I know
acting
that,
in movies anyway. It's not
Huh?
acting. What you
Yeah,
did in the
it's
car, you
being,
just
right?
described it. I want to see that movie,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you if you're acting or not.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do, so I just held up the credit
That's
card.
it. That's what you do.
But
You know what? Sometimes I just want to say one thing, piggybacking off something that she said. You know, sometimes it doesn't take until the third film to actually see whatever it is, whether it's blood, gore, or nudity, or a sex scene, or whatever. It's really in the script and in how the direction is going in the film, and the editing is going in the film, and how the story is being told from all three perspectives, from the writer, from the director, and from the editing, and the fourth part from the actor. You know, that's what really makes the scene whether a boob is necessarily needed to be seen. Because sometimes it's not necessary. If a woman is changing, we're all adults at this point, most of us, and we've been in a room with a woman and seen her change.
Correct.
So she doesn't. We don't necessarily have to always see a bra, or even the back of a bra. We can that scene can be shot from the neck up.
There is a beautiful
And just the insinuating of what's going on will let your mind dictate what's going next, because it's just like a book. When you're reading a book, that you get to understand what direction the novel is taking because of your imagination.
Yes.
And I think that's what some of the problem is with some film. They lack the leading of imagination to let the character build and then be spoiled.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of thanks for that, Kev. That's the beauty of the independent cinema, in my opinion. You know, it really we have as George was saying, you know, we have to focus on the story. We got to focus on, whatever, because it's not about explosions and this and that. You could throw all that in and the story's crappy. So as long as you have it all goes back to the story. All of us are storytellers in the room, and then it's all about putting that together. I mean, it's phenomenal, man, and I love the fact that it's a saga, a three movie saga. That's what's up, man. And you did say that the second film is it's doing the festival run at the moment.
It is, and I'll tell you something, Wes. My mother hasn't seen it yet. She was supposed to. I had her over on Mother's Day. We had my kids over, and she got tired, so I didn't want to put it on. It's an hour, 50 minutes. So she goes to me, "Tell me, are you like Tom Cruise now?" And a helicopter into a volcano saving the girl. And I use this as a joke all the time. I said, "No, Ma." She goes, "Gee, that's too bad." But that's okay. Maybe the next time.
Gee, that's too bad. There's a lot of
Well, I'll tell you this much.
330 pounds jumping out of a helicopter.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. What I can respect is the fact that you actually sat in with your colorist and understood that the fact that color also has a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I really like to hear that from you. That you actually sat in on the editing process and sat with the colorist to make sure that everything was right, because there are a lot of films like Fury Road and what's the name with the girl who was who became a sex worker, and she started killing people on the farm.
Anna, not Anna. It was the sequel to X, right?
That movie. The one where they went back. The specific movie Pearl, when they went back to Pearl, and how much the the Technicolor played a part in telling that story. You wouldn't really been able to get into that story any other way. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
The color, the sound, the soundtrack is out. We have an original motion picture soundtrack. I composed some of the songs that are on it.
Dope.
But we have amazing tracks up at Steve Johnson up in Connecticut with his little band cave studios out of his crib in his basement with his eggshells on the wall.
Who is the woman that came from Europe, George? Or you had a woman come from Europe?
She didn't come from Europe. I met her in Boston. She's a French cellist, and she did all the Bach preludes and some of the other things that she did. And it's on the soundtrack. And the second soundtrack, the film is complete. It's not like an indie film in the traditional sense. I mean, we've been in Variety, we've been in National Enquirer, we've been on Movie Maker magazine, page 6 of the Post. It's not behaving like what it is, and that has to do with the testament of the actors and the energy that they put out there. That actors that reporters and critics know that are excited about something, that they don't have any more skin in the game other than their scene, right? And to get actors to come in on March 19th at Cinema Village in Manhattan on their own dime and not charge you an appearance fee and sit there and engage with the public and with the audience. And for most of them, it was the first time they've ever seen the whole thing put together, at least the first part of it. That was magical because it was organic, just like in the film. There's nothing fake about it. There's no fake niceness. There's no fake attaboys. I mean, there's genuine, you did a good job. I'm proud of you, and I think that's appreciated with the actors and the coloring. If I would have had a set designer, New York City is our backdrop. So each scene is colored. If Adam is speaking, because I'm narrating, right? As I'm speaking, I was high when I thinking about what happened.
Right.
So if you notice it, anytime that I'm talking about something, it's desaturated.
Yep.
It's weak. But when the monsters are in that room, it's like Fight Club. It's not a mistake. It's in the footnotes. There's we use color, music, and marry everything with the acting, and that's what gives you the mood. Because unlike the writing, you make your own images in your own head, right? When you read something, I'm shooting images in your mind, and I'm using music and color to guide you of how you should feel about somebody. Now, I'm not telling you how you should feel. And when I narrate, it's the conscious of Adam. He's not telling you how to feel. He's telling you how he feels about a certain situation. Like when he says, you only ashamed once in your life, right? It's how he feels. It's not telling you how you should feel. And it's not one thing. It's a confluence. It's a joining of tremendous skilled actors with up and coming professional actors with great editing, great coloring, and people who understand the script. And nobody got the full script ever, right? I think the first draft of the script, I think maybe Diana saw it. It's like 300 pages.
Yep. And it grew. It literally grew. And they're like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? How does it? And I don't know how your mind works this way, George. It's like he can see the map in his head. And he just sees how it all interacts with each other. And, he's
I know how I'm going to cut a scene, even though that scene hasn't been filmed. For example, the scene with the conference room where the maid guys that are in there, we break away to a diner scene, right? And I go see my baby mama, right? And then we break away to a scene with one of the gangsters, and I tell him to go jump in the river, or I'll throw him in the river. Right?
Throw it in the river,
right. So, those actors that were sitting doing that scene had no idea that those scenes were in the film.
We're in the film, right?
Right. They knew how they should feel and things of that nature.
And the other thing is what's really interesting is he was able to utilize different settings as well. We have New York, we have Boston, am I wrong? Connecticut as well, right? Right, George?
Yeah. We have B-roll from everywhere.
From everywhere. And it gets bigger. Like it's not just going to be this one mob group that you're going to see. There are going to be other mob groups that are coming in. And you see that in at the end, kind of a sort of one. And you see it more in 2. The other thing, and I do want to commend you on this, George, because I make movies, Wes makes movies. You have to be nice in order for people to want to work with you. And Dicker, and you know this. How many places did we go to that everybody loved George, and they're like, no, it's okay. We're just come over. I love you. Come here.
No, it's my
George, come here. I give you food. This is so good. I'm like, what? It's because he's a lovely person.
That's
and
awesome.
He's nice.
It makes
the world a difference.
It makes the difference, man. Every time when you said be nice, the first thing that popped in my mind is rest in peace, Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse. He's like, yeah, be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah. No, but no, that's you're right about that. It makes a world of difference. And like I said, George, it's all a testament to the type of person you are, because you have all these people that are riding out for you and believe in you. You get, and that's a blessing, man. And you being able to, it's a blessing to be able to even shoot a film and finish one, right? Yeah. So to be able to do a saga is just awesome. And I can't be more happy for you as a fellow filmmaker, so what I want to do is we hear about you guys, we look up your work and see you guys people are gonna go watch the film, and we'll promote it here as much as we can. And but I want to ask you guys before I let you go a little more, it's not really personal, but film wise, we always got to ask, man, since we're on the crime drama genre, what is your favorite crime film of all time? We're going to be, once we let y'all go, we're going to be counting down our favorite, but we'll start with George. We'll go counterclockwise down. I'm looking from where I'm looking, counterclockwise down to Diana, and then end it off with Dick. Favorite crime film of all time,
without a thought,
that you just made.
Without a thought, without a doubt, Godfather 1 and 2. One is something special. 2 is, if you ever see I forget, A&E or one of them did the saga, right, where they have it in order. Yep. Holy smokes! Because you don't have a lot of gang banging in those films. You don't have you just have story.
That's it.
And it has to do with all people's attention span, right?
Not a gangster
but everybody
film,
loves a good story. When the Latin people told me, they're like, the Latin American countries want it. I was like, why? Because they like novellas.
Yeah.
They want some character development. And Dick Grant will tell you, our scenes aren't transactional. We're not only showing exactly what's happening, we're doing the character development at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as a small role in my film.
No way. So that's man after my own heart. Diana, what's your favorite crime film of all time?
First of all, before we say this, Latin America, te quiero mucho. Vámonos. You need to come and see us. I'm colombiana. Soy colombiana. Yes, we're going to win FIFA. So there we go. Anyways, I love you. But Godfather 1 and 2, same thing. But mine's more of a chick thing. So I love the blood. I love the gore. The scene where James Caan is killed, or when father starts crying because his son is dead.
Yeah.
I passed through places in Jersey, and I'm like, that stuff still freaks me out. I'm like, is this where it was? I don't like to get squeezed in between cars either. That because of that movie. But there's a look that Michael gives Apollonia in Godfather 1. Mm-hmm. And that look, that's a look that I want a man to look at me like. He just recognizes her.
And you notice after Apollonia was taken out that Michael died back there in Sicily. Yeah. He was a completely different person by the time, So,
I never thought of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, Michael's and also they did, when we talk about color and things like that, if you notice, I think they did it in 2 as well, but in 1 when he showed him, he was only really either in black or gray.
Yeah.
Suit wise, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he was in black, it was really straight business, talking whatever. And then when he was a little softer, he was wearing gray. That had to be intentional. That was not by accident. And Dickren, what's your what do we got for you?
Oh gosh, it's got to be a Bogart.
Oh,
okay, nice.
And my favorite, well, my favorite movie, or one of the top 5, is To Have and Have Not. And but I don't know if that's there's always guns. There's always something going on. So it'd be a Bogart.
Nice, yeah, man. It's a very interesting. I think it will always be an interesting genre because, like I can't say it enough. It's about people. It's about situations. It's not about crime. Crime is just what it's wrapped in. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate y'all coming through and sharing some of your world with us. Feel free to definitely come back for the next one. You know, I'm excited.
Use my trailer as much as you want. Put the trailer up.
Yes, sir. I'll put it in my my little pre-roll that I do. I have no problem. If it's your permission, I'll do that.
Absolutely.
Put it in the pre-roll because this is what we do here, man. It's all about, our main demographic is the independent film world. You know, we get a lot of people that are independent filmmakers that watch our show because we bring people like you on that really, that could resonate with them. And then we also bring, we bring all types of people. Diana knows she's been on here a couple times.
Yes. And then people go, I saw you on Wes's show. And I'm like, whoa.
But the main thing is really to, not just entertain, but we like to educate. So even being on here, I used to teach, so that part of me always comes out. I used to teach film, and the educator always comes out of me when it comes to stuff. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and definitely wish you nothing but the best on your continued journey with this. Everybody, make sure y'all go and see the film. It's on all platforms. I watched it on Prime. You know what I mean? But it's everywhere. Drop the platforms again, George, just so everybody kind of.
Sure. We just finished our theatrical run that was on the East Coast, and where it can be seen on Prime Video, Apple TV, Dish Network, DirecTV, Google Play, Fandango at home. I think if you got Plex VOD, you can see it. If you have YouTube VOD, you can see it.
Wow.
And we made sure through the distributor that at least on the rental side, that it was people that were dirt under their nails like me, working class, can afford to either rent it, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to own it, it's like $12. If you want to rent it, it's like $3.99 to $4.99 in HD. So it wasn't like we're going to make a killing off of one rental, considering the way the splits are anyway. We want as many people to see our actors and the kind of filmmaking that we do, because we're setting up a system of filmmaking that is cooperative with the actors. And I think it works well if we can, if we can keep it together, I think that's important.
No, it's always important. I just dropped the Prime link in our chat room so people can go to it and watch it, rent it, buy it. I say buy it. It's only $12. Like, come on. Buy it. So, support independent filmmaking, man. This is what we do. And you got to support independent filmmaking and independent filmmakers. Yes. We thank y'all for being on. I'm going to give you your night back. Everybody just kind of, especially your actors and you, George, drop your social medias where people can look you up and if they want to hire you, definitely, like I said, a lot of our demographic are in the indie world. So,
Wes, you want that in chat? You want that in the chat?
Sure.
second. How do I?
You could put that in there, but just you could drop it right here too. Just say it.
Oh. George, what are your handles on Instagram, or like how can they find you?
There's no hiding all those vowels in my name. George Zouvelos on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, I am on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'm also on Twitter as Zouvelos George. You know, drop me a line. I'll say hi. No unsolicited pictures, please.
Especially on Twitter. Twitter's off the chain now. They call X for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Diana.
I have it up there, Diana Durango 813 on Instagram. If you go to Facebook, it's Diana Durango Valero. No, I'm not married, so if you're single, by all means, go over and say hi.
Yeah, you running people away.
I'm single and I'm looking for a husband. I'll even supply my own ring. So anywho,
wow.
I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
I want somebody I can talk to and just be nice with, and to somebody. Funny. There we go. So there you go. I love you guys. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Dick,
wow.
Your,
Ralph.
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 Go ahead.
I never heard that before. That's just like, you're so cute. And you're just saying, I just want someone just to talk to. I even supply the ring. Like how can you turn it down, folks?
And I don't even want to have a big wedding. I just want to we can go on a destination wedding. It's fine.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's all good.
Well, wait, Diana, I hate this. You might want to clear that because someone said, well, hell, Atlantic City is a destination. No, we're not talking Atlantic City.
We're going to go to my country, but I won't take you to Colombia because I actually want you to come back intact.
I'm about to say, you don't want to get
you
don't want to get murked out there.
No.
We all know how that is.
Yes.
But just shout out your socials, and I'll be promoting all of that stuff for you.
Dickran, what's yours?
Tigran, Tigran, Tulane. So it's my first name, but said different on Facebook and Instagram, and the rest I forget.
I know it's hard to keep up with all this stuff, but yeah, I thank all of y'all for your time, man, and
thank you.
Much respect to all of you, and God bless all of y'all, man, and y'all enjoy the rest of your night. And
thanks for having us.
No problem.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you, Ralph.
Yes,
thank you, Kev. Thank you, Ralph.
You guys.
No problem. Please, anytime.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That was the cast and crew. Well, not crew, but cast and creative director of Once a Week for Life. Yeah, man, you gotta love people, man. That the independent filmmaking is alive and well. It's strong. The festivals are. I got to get back. I'm about to go back on the festival circuit. With my latest film, Mirror, and I can't wait to get back on it because, to me, it's one of the ultimate litmus tests. To get people who don't know you or owe you anything, and they get a chance to, experience your film and either they like it or they don't, but it's always good if they like it. So that's cool. So I just found that out today that this is a saga, a 3-film saga. So he basically said the film was 4 hours and some change. So he basically broke it and reorganized it into 3 separate stories. So cool. I'm with that. That sounds good. Good luck to them, man. We'll definitely do our part and promote going forward. So they dropped their favorite. I didn't have them do a top 5, but I think I have to give, when I give my favorite crime drama films, and I am gonna stick to organized crime drama. You guys don't have to if you don't want to. I'm gonna stick to organized crime drama, but I think I'm gonna try to give a few other than The Godfather, because everyone who knows me knows that The Godfather, in my opinion, is not just that genre. To me, it's one. It's my favorite film of all time because of everything that it's about and what happens in it. It has nothing to do with gangster stuff. It's all about the way the story was told, and then of course the story behind the story was always,
I know when I tell mine, it just won't be stuck to film because there are a lot of television crime dramas and
yeah,
organized crime dramas that are just as
yeah,
good
yeah,
as the movies.
yeah. That's true. This is true. A lot of good ones. That's why it's such a broad, it's a broad spectrum. And Ralph asked it earlier near the top of the show. He's like, well, what type of crime drama? Because there's so many of them. Um, I'm not gonna hold anybody to one type. If you just want to say, like I said, technically, The Dark Knight is a crime drama. It's just wrapped in disguised as a superhero film. That's pretty much what it is.
Hey,
And we know,
No, actually, The Dark Knight is actually an organized crime drama
yeah, yeah.
because they absolutely because the DA said he wanted to bring the RICO charges against them.
Mhm.
That's how he was able to arrest them
Yeah.
when he grouped them all when they went at the point in the movie when they went and arrested everybody. Spoilers for those who didn't see it. He used the RICO statute, and that's how he was able to go out and arrest all of them. So that
Yeah,
technically is a crime drama.
it definitely is. And it's, of course, we know Nolan. I'm sure that's how he intended on doing it. He's like, I'm going to tell a crime drama, but it's just it's wrapped around it being a superhero character.
But you know what? But to be honest, anything with Batman in particular, when dealing with Gotham, is pretty much an
Yeah,
organized crime drama because you
yeah.
think about it,
That's
every
who he's
one of
always
his
fighting is on.
every yeah, every one of his villains pretty much with maybe the exception of Bane,
Right.
um were all a part of some kind of syndicate, whether it
Yep.
was with the Penguin, the Joker, the Riddler,
Yep.
and even the
Yeah.
Riddler sometimes flew by his own, by himself. But
Yeah.
he would team up with whoever, and he'd be a part of that syndicate.
Yeah.
So a lot of Batman was organized crime dramas.
Yeah. That's true. This
Hey,
is
I'm
true.
even putting risky business in there. What was their crime? Trying to get some teenage booty. That was
Yeah,
their crime.
that was their crime. Oh my god! But it wasn't.
Tom Cruise. And if you think about it, realistically speaking, did not Tom Cruise conspire to organize a criminal empire? I mean, didn't him and his girl? Those prostitution. Prostitution is a crime. And that's what they was doing.
This is true. It's true. I mean, it's a broad spectrum. Me personally, like I said, yeah, I mean, it's so many of them. Training. I mean, all of those films are crime dramas in a way. You know what I mean? And it's just different types of crime. And there's so many great shows that are like that as well. Because even the cop shows, I mean, we call them for short, we call them cop shows, but they're crime dramas. That's what they are. You know what I mean? All of the great cop shows. So it's so many. That's why there's no right or wrong answer to narrow it down to 4 or 5 films.
No, but when you say crime drama, I mean, a good part of them are, with the exceptions of the ones that are dealing with serial killers,
Yeah,
rapists,
and
human.
that's getting on to that's crossing over to thriller, psychological thriller, but still crime. You can have multiple genres. In these
Yeah,
films.
but it's still, but because because the police are involved with
Yeah,
hunting them down,
yeah,
that's what makes it a crime drama.
I agree. So, what do you guys think? What's did you have time to think about? Uh, at least give me a favorite five. It doesn't have to necessarily be. You could stick to film. You could be film and television. Whatever. It's fine. It's no rules.
Um, well, I'll say Dark Knight is one. Um, uh, whatchamacallit with Kaiser Sose is another good crime drama.
Usual Suspects. Very
Usual
good.
Suspects. Yeah,
Something
that's
funny.
another.
Good way for me to plug my, my Inside the Writers Room show. I'll be doing my first episode will be on the Rashomon effect. So for people who don't know, we educate you. For people who don't know the Rashomon effect, it is basically it's the form of storytelling from different perspectives or from with memory bias, whether it's true or not. So The Usual Suspects is a film that utilizes the Rashomon effect, right? It is called that because of a film back in like the 1950s or whatever it was, the film Rashomon, and it's a Japanese film where a crime happened and the story was retold from different perspectives with memory bias, and that kind of sparked the that form of story. They were the first ones to do that form of storytelling. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Kev. But continue with your list, sir.
Yeah, and that.
Oh, we just lost him. He'll be back. So he'll be back. Do it like Color Purple. You'll be back. You'll be back. Yeah. So Ralph, yeah, man. So that's a great film. Like I said, the Rashomon effect, Usual Suspects. There was a cool series on Showtime that was called The Affair, and they really leaned. They really leaned into the Rashomon effect of style of storytelling, where the story was told from different perspectives with memory bias, because everyone, and that's real. I think it's a brilliant form. Like I could teach a class, or like you could teach a class on that, man, because it's like that's real life, man. And I'm sure most people, if you met, somebody that it could be a love interest, could be a friend, you're gonna remember how you met a little bit differently, even if the overall story is the same, because you all experience it from your own perspective. So, if you meet a girl and that later on she becomes your girl, she becomes your wife, you're gonna say, I met her. Maybe from your perspective, she was flirting with you, but maybe from her perspective, you were flirting with her. It doesn't mean that anyone's lying. It's just both stories can be true, but that's how they perceived it. It's perspective.
Very true.
So that's awesome. And yes, George, we appreciate you, brother. You are welcome. You are welcome, man. We definitely enjoyed having you guys on. I love listening to other filmmakers thought process when they and he's a good interview because I didn't even have to ask him a lot of questions. He kind of answered a lot of my questions before I asked.
Ready.
Yeah, he was ready. He was ready to rock. So that's what's up. And I could tell he's media trained because he's gonna be, he's ready to drop these nuggets about his film. He's promoted the other films that that's not even out yet. He's already let us know that it's a trilogy. He's in a festival run with Film Part 2. So it's awesome why he's got this film on all these multiple platforms. That's what's up. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna do a whole show on the Rashomon effect, and probably Usual Suspects will be the focus of that show. Of
Shit, that I think a good example of that would be if you ever seen it, 500 Days of Summer.
500 Days of Summer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
another
was
one.
a really good example of that. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Those are great examples of Rashomon effect. Vantage Point, of course, is another one.
Another
Yeah,
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
another one that utilized that very, very well.
And
Um,
Traffic.
Traffic did
yeah.
it. Yeah. Those films. I think the other. What's the other one? I always get that one mixed up with the other one. What's the one that?
Crash.
Yes. Thank you. It's funny. I'm like, what's the other one that has something to do with
Yeah, everybody gets those two movies confused, Traffic and Crash,
Y'all need.
Yeah. Crash
because they're
kind of
pretty
utilizes
similar.
that too. Yeah, Crash utilizes that too. Yeah, that Rashomon effect.
Nah, they not similar. Oh, crap.
No, I mean just they
Traffic
both
is it?
utilize the
Yeah.
Rashomon effect to a degree. Yeah. So with that being said, they have that in common. All right. So you said Dark Knight. You said Usual Suspects. Then you got cut off, kid.
Oh yeah. And my last no, I said one more after that. I said Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. No, you got cut off when you were
Yeah, we
saying
didn't hear
Breaking.
Breaking Bad.
We
Oh,
didn't.
okay, all right. So yeah, Breaking Bad was the next one. My last one, my last slot is for two movies.
Mhm.
The first one is Narcos
Okay.
on Netflix.
Okay, that's a
W-
TV series or the
That's a
movie.
cartel, and it's a and
Yeah,
it's also a crime drama because it's about
crime.
the cartels
Mm-hmm.
of South America, Central and South America,
Yeah.
and also I forgot what's her name. I just watched the movie with her and that crazy little white girl today.
That could be
You
anybody.
gotta be a whole. You gotta be a whole lot more specific.
with a short she's 4'11", the white lady that plays in the movie with her, and she's a cop, and her character is taken into custody, going into WITSEC. Oh God, it's Al Bundy's wife, the pretty lady from the show he had that was on Channel 7.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're talking about Griselda.
Griselda,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Griselda.
that
Yeah. Because you
fills
said
up
the Shirley. All
that
you had
fill
to
the
say was the Godmother. That's what you had
yeah.
to say.
I was gonna say the Black Widow, but yeah,
She was
or
the
the
Godmother. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Griselda. Yeah. Yeah. That
yeah.
was.
Those two movies are
Mhm.
brutal, man.
That no Griselda was. Let me tell you something. Uh, so you remember Scarlett, of course. Shout
Yeah,
out to Scarlett. Me and Scarlett. Well, not me and Scarlett. I thought of this. I was going to get her to. We were going to tell a a section of Griselda's story because Scarlett is Colombian. She's from
yeah.
Colombia.
Okay. If you would have
Yeah.
did that, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I
trust me,
don't
that's
know.
why I didn't do it. I was like, you know what? We're gonna leave this one alone.
Yeah, if you would have did that back then,
Yo,
I
you
don't
watch the
know.
Cocaine Cowboys, the Cocaine Cowboy documentary. It's dope, man. It's real,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's a
Great
good one.
documentary.
Yeah,
It's a great documentary. Yeah, Griselda, she was no
yeah.
joke, man.
No, nobody
And it
couldn't
took
make
so
it.
long. It took so long for people to make movies about her till after she died. And
Yeah, because nobody wasn't trying to hear that.
nah, man.
Listen, the cartels is like, nope, not until we deal with her, and then we need some time to grieve.
Yo, she said in that documentary, if I'm not mistaken, my brother laughs at this line. She said, "I'm the baddest bitch to ever take a breath of life."
Life.
I
Yep.
was like, yo, what?
Yeah, her exact words.
Like, yo, and she was no joke. What's his name? What's the big Escobar? Pablo Escobar was afraid of her. Like all
Yo,
of them.
all of them.
I like, they like we all mess
All
with
of them was scared of her because not only would she send somebody to kill you, she didn't have a problem with rolling up on you herself
Yeah.
and dealing with you.
Yeah, she had no problem.
She had all the smoke for everybody.
Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting. I was so interested in her story, but I was like, I ain't messing with this. I mean, Scarlett was thinking I was going to get Scarlett to play a young version of her, just talking about that one section of her.
The part that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about her actual upbringing of how of where she really, because she was really she really came from a dirt poor background. Like I'm talking about no shoes, just
yeah.
the
So
really dark, the really bad side of Colombia.
We decided otherwise, you know, just for health reasons, my health. So, Ralph, what you got?
Well, she gone now, so I guess she could do it. Yeah,
I'll be
mean,
but now
No, for real, Ralph. For a while, it didn't mean nothing until studios got started trying to tell her story, and then some of those executives and some of those people who was talking about doing her story got phone calls telling them do it if you want to.
Yeah, they sure did. They wasn't playing. So what you got, Ralph?
well, Kev kind of threw my list out there since he included TV shows. I mean, in fairness, I would have to include The Sopranos up in there and The Shield. But if I'm just keeping
yeah.
I
Holy shit! Yeah,
in there.
Yeah.
That's crime. That's a crime drama on steroids with Vic Mackey. You know, but if I'm going to keep it to film, and since I said it earlier, Dark Knight, that's probably up there because it was just so damn good. I was thinking about that today. I was like, they had that at such a fever pitch when it came out, and and the funny thing is that after all these years, that fever pitch is still there. I mean, if they said they were going to put that back on the big screen, people would still go back and go see it again.
Because it holds up.
It still holds up to this day, you know. Then I would say The Godfather. I get The Godfather is praised. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made. That's always going to be The Empire Strikes Back, but that's just my opinion. I'm gonna say
you said that, both of those films posters on my wall at my other office at work.
Yeah.
I have a Godfather poster and an Empire Strikes Back poster.
Which Empire Strikes Back poster do you got though?
What do you mean?
Well, there's various ones. I mean, my favorite one is what they call the Gone with the Wind one, which is when it says the Star Wars that I can continue. It's the impose the Darth Vader's helmet with all the characters inside of it.
Oh yeah, I don't have that one.
You got that one. Then you got the teaser that was just Vader's helmet in the space with like his jawline gleaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I like, and the one that you said before that, the one that encapsulates them all under his helmet.
Yeah, that last one that was for the special edition. I mean, it was good, but the other two are just like wow. Yeah. But that's not. Actually, we might have to do that. We might have to do that one day with like a tournament about the greatest movie poster of all time. We might have to do something like that later down the line. Just putting it out there, maybe.
Posters. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Okay,
then I would say Scarface. It's definitely up there, but it's like I got it neck and neck with Heat. Like I could replace the Al Pacino Scarface with Heat. And
Jesus Christ.
I think Heat actually is better. I think Heat is actually better. Than Scarface.
Yeah, no, because that's not organized crime. But it is. It's organized.
It is a crime drama.
It's organized crime adjacent, just because of some of the characters that are tied into it, like the guy who arranges everything.
Yeah,
he's like the head honcho of it all. and he reaches out to Al Pacino. I mean to God damn it, what's his name?
Robert De
What's his
Niro.
name? Robert De Niro. He reaches out to De Niro to give them the work, and then De Niro decides on what
Yeah,
jobs they're gonna do.
that was
So
what you
that
call it.
is like, but it's organized robbery, because
that's
because
organized crime. I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm because I be thinking,
organized 211s. Yeah,
yeah, because I sit there at work, right, and I had the ability to play movies as I'm doing my job in the background, so I always have heat playing, and I could just put it on. It's 3 hours, and it's a good 3 hours. But you sit there at times, and I look at it, and you go back and look at certain scenes, and just how it hits just beyond the diner scene, you
Wait,
know.
Heat is 3 hours? I don't even. I've
Yeah,
never
it's
yeah.
like it's
Heat
almost
is
it's like 2 hours,
It's absolutely
59.
3 hours. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't feel it.
you don't feel it exactly. It just because it keeps flowing. That's what
You know
really came
why?
out.
Because after the second or third time, the scenes just seem to just roll into one, and it
Yeah,
just flows because the story is just that good, and because you're
Yeah,
familiar with the story. It's almost like reading a book or going back and rereading a comic book that you already
yeah,
read 50 times. You know what I'm saying? You have the story so ingrained in you that when you see it again and again, it's like when you look at the clock, you be like, oh, yeah,
it's over.
almost 3 hours have
It's over.
passed.
You're like
Yeah.
it's over. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Heat, and then my fourth one, I'm putting Inception up there because that's what I said about the crime drama, because
yeah,
that was definitely a crime drama, but it wasn't trying to take something physical. It was much more trying to get into your mind. But the
yeah, man.
levels that Nolan, once again, Christopher Nolan, the levels that he went through to tell that story, man, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But was that really a crime drama though?
Yes, it is. Because they are still they're trying to steal what was in his head, so
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it was a heist movie. So you're looking at it from that perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
Yeah. Okay.
my last one, very traditional, I'm putting Goodfellas up there. I had a debate with a former ex of mine, which was better, Goodfellas or Casino. She thought Casino was better than Goodfellas. I said, I think you're out of your mind. It is not. I can see where you think that, but it really isn't. Goodfellas. And
I
there's
mean,
some other ones.
Goodfellas had way more action than Casino. Casino. I mean,
It was
it's
very dialogue heavy.
very dialogue heavy, but it has some really good. It was a really good movie though as
It
well.
is a very good. And there's some other ones I got something with like as second choices. The Untouchables. I would put into there.
Yeah,
I like
that was a
the
good one.
Usual Suspects. I like that a
Yeah,
lot. You
Usual
know,
Suspects is definitely in.
something not so. Uh, I mean, if we're gonna say
Pulp
crime,
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, Set It
Yeah,
Off. Although it's not organized crime, but
it's
It is
crime.
a crime drama
it
because
is a crime drama.
they're robbing banks.
Yep.
It's organized 211s. So that's
Mm.
technically. I mean, if they won that they actually could be charged with the RICO
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're a gang.
yeah.
In LA, they would be charged with RICO. That's the only way they would be able to bring all of them up on charges, and
Here's,
because of the murder, and because didn't
yeah.
they murk somebody at some point?
Yeah,
Well, they
they
ended up.
murdered the guy,
They
the guy
murdered
that they worked for.
Luther.
Yeah,
They murdered
and
Luther, and then at
in a
the end,
movie,
it's all said. That was ridiculous at the end.
that I liked, that I like. I don't know if everybody, but I liked it. I liked Bugsy with Warren Beatty.
Oh,
Hmm.
Really
Bugsy.
liked Bugsy. I thought it
I
was cool in the scene
the
how this dude that created Las Vegas got smoked because they said, well, it's going to fail, and look what happened. It didn't.
well, speaking of crime, here's a crime action drama. Is Point Break? That's a
Oh
crime.
my God!
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
definitely a crime.
absolutely.
Um, Yeah, with the when you talk about bank robberies, we are the ex-presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And we're
whole
talking about the original Point Break, not that
Yeah, not
I
eco-friendly.
don't even count that.
not that
That was
crappy
garbage.
remake.
That was garbage. I don't even count that. We talking Patrick Swayze, Keanu
Oh,
Reeves, what's my
same
man?
Gary Busey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Gary
Gary
Busey.
Busey.
Was he saying
Listen,
though? Was
Same
he
Gary
really
Busey.
saying?
Yes, he
Was he
was.
saying in that
Yes, he
movie?
was.
yeah, he was absolutely sane in that movie. He had all of his marbles in that movie.
Yeah.
They were starting to come apart, but he had all his marbles.
And I mean, even though Gary Busey, I mean, he plays a good villain. But if we're really talking about crime with Gary Busey, you know what, man? I gotta give him some credit for Under Siege. I think Under Siege goes into there too as a
Listen,
crime because they were trying to steal the missile. I'm sorry.
yep.
Yeah, on the siege.
I give
Yes.
him, but definitely like I as the best role. I mean, I think the best role he played was in Lethal Weapon. Where
Lethal Weapon.
But that wasn't really a crime. It was a crime.
Mr. Joshua.
Yeah, Mr. Joshua.
Joshua.
That fight
Yeah,
at the end.
but that was definitely organized crime because they had the mercenaries, and also remember that was all tying back to the South African mafia
That falls
that was
under
running all of
probably,
that.
once again, crime action drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crime action drama.
Yeah.
We all know I got Godfather at the top of the mountain, so I'm not even gonna count that right now because
I'd say that's too easy to put on the list for anybody to pick. That's like an easy go-to, and it's not a go-to for me. It's a good movie.
Wes, I'm going to use your code. That's the cheat code. That's the cheat
Yeah,
code.
yeah. It's a real good cheat code. If you don't want to think about anything, it's 4 movies you can always go to: Godfather 1 and 2, Scarface, Goodfellas, Casino, and maybe Untouchables.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
codes.
leave Godfather 1 and 2 off for now because we already know they're on Mount Rushmore for me anyway. So, I'll say The Departed was a really good one.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Yeah.
Departed was very good.
Oh, that one. Go ahead.
I'll go with what Kev mentioned. No, that was Ralph that mentioned The Sopranos. If I go television, Sopranos, a great crime drama series. One of my sleepers that I thought was really done well that no one talks about is Miller's Crossing.
Yeah.
Miller's Crossing was very well.
Yeah.
Gabriel Byrne was no joke in that. That was
That
a
one
great.
dude. That one dude said, "I'm tired of the hot hat. I'm tired of the hot hat."
And you had Totoro in there. Keep saying Totoro. That character got on my nerves. Please look in your heart.
I was glad when he got it at the end.
Look in your heart. Yeah.
Stop being a crybaby.
Yeah, he was crying.
Take it like a man.
He's another one. I want to say, we know Goodfellas, but I want to bring up series-wise, specifically season 1 of True Detective.
No, God, I hate that you remembered that one.
True
Detective. Yes. Man.
I hate that you said that one. Because goddamn, and they stopped making those True Detectives. They don't even make them anymore. I think the last one ended with Chris Rock, and that was a good one. They were all good.
No, that's Fargo. That Chris Rock was in.
That was Fargo.
Now Marshall. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Was it
Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Yeah, they were in Alaska. Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But True Detective, man. The question. Now here's the question. Here's the question. Who had the better chemistry? McConaughey and Harrelson, or from True Detective, or De Niro and Pacino in Heat?
Well, I mean, it's the funny as it sounds, most people probably won't say this, but it was very close because they
Oh
had
yeah.
really good chemistry. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey was amazing in the
That
first.
nothing. Now, let me tell you something. Nothing beats that performance. I
I
love
mean,
Pacino
they
and I
made
love Robert De Niro, but nothing beats that performance between the two of them
the only reason why they had way more screen time together.
together. Yeah.
It ends,
The,
together. Now, granted, nothing beats, in my opinion, the whatever 5 minutes
the
scene
on screen. Yeah.
between those two when they were in the diner. I mean, I was just talking about that with someone the other day. I was like, you could teach a master class on everything in that one scene. You could teach a master class on directing. You could teach a master class on
Acting,
acting, storytelling, all of
writing,
writing, because the act.
editing.
If I told
Yeah.
people just one woman that I work with, she's an actor and she's been like training, acting, and I'm like, let me tell you something. If you watch Heat, I will tell you, if you want to see what pacing is all about, then watch that scene in Heat.
That movie, and no
Yeah.
actors are stepping on each other's lines.
No, it's not because
Everybody, the
they take
pacing is
time.
so perfect that
Pacing is
you can't. There's no way for you to step on somebody's lines.
You
pacing
know,
is perfect,
you,
but
you
but
know
I
who
I
you
can
know who
say
you know who
True.
else I would put into there beyond after that one. I'd put Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx in Collateral.
Well, that was awesome, man.
That
Yeah,
Yeah,
part
yeah, great.
where Cruz is telling him all you had to do is put down a down payment, and he comes back about how like you're the big time criminal, and why should I care? That whole sequence right there, when you see the switch in how each other is viewing each other, I like that scene.
Yeah, yeah.
That
well,
I mean,
I can give you one more that stacks up with that, and then I'm gonna shut up. Is
okay.
the two scenes in Pulp Fiction? One with Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta.
Yeah,
Their chemistry in that movie was so amazing. Their pacing was on point. Their comedic pacing is just
yeah, it
pitch
was on
perfect.
time.
Where it's not supposed to be funny, but the shit is funny.
it's just funny
It's
anyway.
in
Yeah,
some of those scenes. And when they get into the apartment, then the scene between Samuel L. Jackson and dude in the chair, their
that
commentary going back and forth
yeah
was incredible.
that
And then
scene
the
was
scene
so
in the diner.
unsettling. Yeah, that scene
Definitely
was
the
so
diner.
unsettling. That scene was so unsettling. Like it was so like when I first saw that movie, I'll tell you how I felt. When I first watched that movie, the anticipation of that scene had me going crazy. I was like, what is he going to do to this guy? He's talking, it's like small talk, and then at the same time, it was so intimidating. Like Samuel Jackson was funny, but he was so intimidating in that scene.
So
This dude
intimidating.
took a
With the
bite of
droopy
his
Jerry
burger,
curl.
took a bite of the burger, sipped the
Had a
soda,
whole commentary about the burger.
thing about the burger, a Royale with cheese.
Jeez.
What do they call it? He's like, yeah. Hey,
Well,
why do you think they call it? He's like, yo, because of the metric system. I don't know. Oh, you smart, huh? That the whole thing was just like crazy. In my mind, I'm like, yo, he is going to kill this guy, and that's all I was just thinking. And you
oh,
just
you knew
trying
it
to
was coming. You
great
knew it was
job.
coming.
You knew it was coming, but they did a great job of not really anticipating when it was gonna come. And you're like, oh man! And then when he shot dude laying on the couch,
Yo, that was hilarious.
Did
it's
I
like,
did I did I break
That
your
was
concentration?
hilarious.
oh, I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
Tracy.
Yeah, I was like, yo, but I mean, beautiful. That's a perfect example of why Tarantino was one of my favorites because his dialogue is just so out of this world, and then he lets the actors create with that, and they just really run with it. But
And
yeah,
Tarantino is one of the handful of people next to Christopher Nolan who has not made a bad movie yet.
yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
You might
and
say
no,
his weakest one maybe is either Planet Terror, not Planet Terror.
Even those two,
oh no, that
because
one was.
he really didn't direct those.
Well,
No,
he
the second
directed
one he did direct. The
car.
second
There
one
was
he
Yeah,
only
directed.
one. It was only one of them that he directed.
The
yeah,
one
the
with the
one with
car
the.
he directed. But
The
I'm
one
saying
with the car, and that was the crazy one.
I know,
That
but you
was
could say
dope.
if you want to say his weakest, that one, and maybe the Crazy Eight might be the
No,
weakest.
no, there was nothing weak about Crazy.
No,
Crazy
but
Eight.
He said
no.
it's
But what I'm
he
saying,
said some
if you
people might
want to say out of
compare.
his entire thing, maybe those two might be the weakest.
Uh,
Definitely
For me,
Pulp
for me,
Fiction, then maybe Django.
for me,
uh,
his was the last one, the Hollywood one. That's just for me.
that
No,
would be
that
his weakest one to me.
To
The
me,
one where he did about what's her face. Yeah.
yeah. To me, that's his weakest one. It was still good. Don't get me wrong. And like we said, we're just comparing. If I was listing Tarantino movies, that one would probably be at the bottom for me.
Yeah, I would, Ralph, and I get why you say with the Crazy
I
Eight
might go with that too.
because the Crazy Eight is like a more dialogue heavy movie, but the dialogue is so funny, and the pacing of the dialogue and the way the actors bounce off each other is
Now,
what
but
makes it incredible.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the way he shot that movie. That movie was
Yeah,
shot on film. It was just so beautiful. But
yeah,
but
and
no,
the
I agree.
coloring.
I agree with you. It was a lot of. Well, he's dialogue heavy anyway. But for me, most definitely, just as quality of film, to me, his least strongest film, in my opinion, is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
That's the one.
I gotta say that, and respectfully, the only reason why I won't give it why I give it a rating and not an A minus. He gets an A for me for telling that story because he didn't show the murder scene
Yeah,
of what's her face.
kind of rewrote
Yeah.
it in a way and rewrote history in his own way.
Well,
And
yeah,
I give him
out of
credit for that.
respect,
Out of
out of
respect.
respect, because it could have been real easy to
To
dive
just
into that
really happen.
and
Yeah.
really to go with the whole helter skelter of it all. If you
Yeah,
want
it
to be
was
honest, he never went, he never
yeah.
used his lens to go with the helter skelter aspect of it.
I'm not surprised because he is, he is a lover of Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yeah,
He loves Hollywood, and this
and
was
he has
like
a respect for it.
this his love letter to Hollywood. So he was definitely going to. It's almost like, hey, you using your power of storytelling to rewrite history in your own way. And I give him. I'm kind of doing that myself with a film that I'm writing that's loosely based on my life, and but something that happened within my life that I wish I could change, but I have not been able to because it's kind of out of my hands. Something that was lost, a family heirloom that was lost, and I'm kind of rewriting history in this film. At least from that standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, rewriting my family history a little bit in this film, and that's the power of filmmaking. You could do what you want to do. So
And
it's like I'm
sometimes it becomes easy to have to
yeah,
rewrite history
yeah,
and to retell the story from another perspective.
hmm
Um, sometimes it's necessary because certain people don't want their business out there or they don't want to be a part of the story. So that kind of pushes you. That's what kind of affects the narrating of your pen when you're writing the script.
yeah,
Um, and
Yeah.
then sometimes, it's the emotional direction that the story is taken. It's like, damn, even though it happened like this, what if this happened? That's
yeah,
why I had to take a back seat to when HBO was planning on they planned on revisiting the whole Civil War.
Yeah. Damn, we lost Jeff again. So, but yeah, man, I think
I don't know if I want to see HBO taking on the Civil War. I mean, no, I'm saying. I mean, if you want to tell like how they did with John Adams, you told this particular story of the Civil War, but you want to take on the whole. If that's what was going to happen, you want to take on the whole thing. No. I think HBO. Not to knock out, I don't think HBO has that in them anymore to do stuff like that. I mean, it's like I get Euphoria and stuff, but those like situational things, but real storyteller. You guys have the HBO hasn't done like a really good story. Probably since the first True Detective.
True Detective.
Yeah.
Since True Detective. Yeah. It's funny that we brought that up. Yeah, man. So, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna, wrap the show up. But these crime dramas, man, they are, like I said, a good crime drama is not just about crime, right? It's about choices. It's about survival. It's about people under pressure, what they do when they're under pressure. Sometimes it's about loyalty. Sometimes it's about, it's about a million things other than just crime. Crime is just the world that it's set in, right?
And my brother's keeper. Yes.
Right. Everyone has their reasons for doing what they do. And, we're blessed enough to be able, it's good to be alive and be able to witness these films and witness these independent films from your own lens. I employ people to go out and, check out, Once a Week for Life. And it's like I said, it's all about looking at it from a perspective of, you got to go into it with no expectation, only because if you go into an expectation of seeing your typical gangster mafia film, even though he has characters in there like that, you'll be disappointed. And he said right here on our show, he's like, they're not typical, like, not stereotypical, I should say.
It's really not from that perspective.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's from the perspective of somebody, a dude, a broken character who is a cop, but he's a little bit of crooked, if you want to say it, and but not really, but yeah, and he's got vices, and it's a human standpoint. It's from a human standpoint. That's really what it is. And everyone definitely go out and support that, man. Support independent films as a
Absolutely.
whole. Yeah, you know what I mean, and we definitely
and notice when you go out to see an independent film, put your expectations out of the window. I'm a huge guy when it comes to audio.
Yeah, it's not going to be a blockbuster. It's not meant to be. It could turn into one, but it won't be one.
I'm a huge guy when it comes to having good audio, and this is not to say that I don't want to see good filmmaking, because you know what? Somebody could shoot a bad film, but still tell a good story. And just on the merits of the good story, that movie still wins. It could have bad audio and everything. And I've critiqued Wes over the years about some of his films, how it's got to get better, bro. You got to do your audio better. But it's all in from the perspective of where he is. You can't critique somebody on a film that they only had $10,000 to make, and when they reached out for funding, you didn't put your money up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold your critiques to yourself if you didn't put money up.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But yeah, no, it's real, man. It's independent filmmakers, man. They and like Ralph said, it may not be intended to be a blockbuster. It could become that, or you could be like our boy, what was his name? Sean something. what's his name? The guy who just won, a couple years ago, a whole bunch of Oscars, and he's an independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he took it all the way to the Oscars and swept. So
you could be just like Sade. I only say something when I got something to say.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta remember. You gotta remember the when you're dealing with independent filmmakers, and especially when you're dealing with film festivals, understand that you're going to see a lot of crap and a lot of good stories that got bad audio, bad color correction, just bad editing. But the story, if you get the editing and the script is right, you can carry a story. The other stuff people can pretty much ignore as long as the editing and the script is good. Yeah, and if the actors are really doing their job of bringing out that character, and that's a good point for actors. If you're working for free, work like you're getting $100,000.
Yeah. I saw, and I was at Urban World Film Festival years ago. I saw this film with Nicole Behari. Right, this was right around the time she was on Sleepy Hollow, but it was about this girl who was kind of psychotic, and she was holding this person in her house at gunpoint and stuff. But she threw the kitchen sink into that role. It's never been released. They never put it on DVD or on demand or nothing. So if you didn't see it at the film festival, you never saw it.
And those are the gems.
Sally Richardson, she directed this film. It was about abduction with what's the name? The girl that was, I think it was Ash something. She was on the show, right? But in the movie, the girl played. She was kidnapped herself when she was younger, and now she was this FBI agent, and she was going around and she actually found the person that kidnapped her. So now she's going against FBI.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right? I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it, once again, never came out. If you didn't see it at the film festival, you never saw it.
Never gonna see it.
Never gonna see it.
And those are the gems. Those when you go, and that's the other thing. Like what Ralph is saying, you got to understand when you go to these film festivals, you are getting a chance to see something that you will never get to see again unless they're actually selling merch.
Yeah.
And the movie is for sale outside on a table on a DVD.
Yeah.
Even the guy I used to manage, Ty. I mean, his movie "Give Me the Loot" was a small little independent movie that came out, and it went to film festivals, and they liked it. I mean, it actually made it to Cannes. But I mean, the thing that got us over.
Speaking of which, sorry, Ralph. Speaking of which, big up to Bruce Penn. Shout out to Bruce. He's actually on his way to Cannes right now. He's probably in the air on his way out there because
to France.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be Fashion Police, the film that I'm producing on with him. That's his brainchild, his passion project. At the film market out there. We're not in the competition, but he's going to be at the Cannes, just like what George has said that too, that they're out there in the film market this year, and that goes on during the same times as Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
So big up to shout out to George, who said they're out there, and Bruce, and Fashion Police crew is out there. And we definitely can't wait to see what comes of that. Yeah. Overall, guys, it's good to I'm gonna be kind of really celebrating film, independent films these next few weeks and months. And actually next week we're gonna have another independent filmmaker, a female. She'll be coming on. I met her in one of my film groups that I'm in on Facebook. She has a film, I think it's on Tubi and like Amazon at the moment, that she did. She wrote it, she directed it. I don't think she didn't act in it. She just wrote it and directed it. And we're going to have her on And yeah, man, I'm gonna keep pushing these people, man, because independent filmmaking is making. When I say making a comeback, it never really left, but it's making a come up. We'll say that it's making a come up, and I definitely, because of technology and the advancement of it, some of those problems that we used to run into, Kev, are way fixable now because of the advancement of technology. At this point, people always got some sort of automated or AI or something that's helping them, when they're using it properly and they're using it as
Hmm.
a tool. You know what I mean? A tool
Yeah,
to.
no excuse now.
Right, right. There's no excuses now. You know what I mean? People are. I'm seeing people that are putting out, even some stories or movies that don't have the great stories, but they look aesthetically great. Um, there's no excuse now, man. Write your story, do it. I'll tell people what Spike Lee told me. I'll never forget it. You're not, people talk about, everyone is talking about wanting to make a film. You are not a filmmaker until
Until
you
you
make
made a film.
it. That's it. You are not a filmmaker until you have made a film. Period. So,
And now that and that term will never change because the foundation of film is always going to be the process of taking, no matter whether it's 16, 35. In school I worked with 35 millimeter with a
yeah,
hand with a Canon camera that I
yeah,
took of people, and I've been in a dark room. I've developed 35 millimeter color and black and white,
yeah,
so I understand the process of that. And
yeah,
when it comes to film, it's pretty much the same thing. The only
yeah,
thing is, it's a bigger film. It's a bigger roll of film.
yeah,
It's a more monotonous project of
mhm,
development
yeah,
and a hell of a job editing.
yeah,
And you only get, once you get that thing on film, unless you go back and reshoot it, and what you
It's
got
done.
is almost a one and done.
Yeah.
So appreciate now the era that we live in, that you're able to digitally go in and add scenes and replace stuff.
yeah.
It's a lot easier for a filmmaker now than it was back in the 80s when I was growing up, or even in the
Bro, it's,
90s.
it's it's much easier now. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuse. You got a film, you got an idea. It all starts with an idea. It becomes a story. The story breaks out into a script. The script becomes a visual presentation of it, a film. So at that point, there's no excuse, man. Put your story out there. Say what you got to say. Tell your stories, people. On that note,
iPhone.
And speaking
yeah.
of that 35 millimeter, I've said this. There's a place up near me that shows classic movies, and sometimes you guys will catch me there. I'm just putting up there. May 29th, Back to the
Huh?
Future in 35 millimeter. I will be
Ooh,
there. I will be
wow,
there.
wow.
That'll be a good. That's a sight to see.
That's a sight to
May
see.
yeah, May 29th, Back to the Future. May 30th, The Professional, 35 millimeter.
Oh, where is this at a specific theater or is this going to
Yeah,
be
it's at
something
the
they
Wind
doing?
Gap in Pennsylvania. So if anybody's in here
Wow.
listening, yo, I'm looking at their lineup. June 4th, June 4th, Top Secret. June 5th, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mm.
They got some good stuff coming here. Then the Granddaddy, July 11th. Well, it's a lot. July 11th, Big Trouble in China. But
What?
Jaws, yeah,
What?
Jaws in 35
35 minutes.
millimeter. Yeah,
Let me tell you something.
everything is in 35 millimeter.
You
Wow.
need to see Jaws in 35 millimeter. I
Yeah,
promise you, it is one of the best experiences that you will ever have. The only film that I'm mad that I didn't get to see in 35 millimeter that did get to see digitally was The Exorcist.
they
Mm,
probably show that around Halloween. But I got
right.
one June 27th, Batman, Keaton,
Mm,
35
mm.
millimeter.
Wow. That's awesome, man. I wish they did that more like other places.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that maybe it becomes something. Who
You
knows?
know what it is? A lot of the movie houses now, they don't have. They've refurbished their film rooms to look like for digital, for the big
Yeah.
digital machines. So
Yeah.
they don't have the space
Well,
to
yeah, no, they
hold.
got the
That
digital.
big
Number
ass
one,
reel. That big ass
yeah,
You
reel
have
no
to
more.
now. You have to bring what they call a DCP, which is a
hmm
digital cinema package.
package.
So
Yep.
yeah, you have to like a lot of these even the festivals now, they want you to deliver your film in a DCP. You can't just deliver a an
Tin can.
MP4 or yeah or any yeah you can't something like that. It's got to be the digital cinema package. So we'll see, man. It should be all good. That's it. That is the show. We will come back next week. We'll have on another guest and we'll talk some more film, talk some more independent stuff, man. Y'all go out and check out. I'm gonna go check the Devil Wears Prada, but keep pushing that microfilm, man. Microfilm is at half a billy, closing in on 600 mil,
Yeah.
and it's pushing. It's coming back in the IMAX next week. So go check it out and check these films out, man. If
And
we
Mortal
don't,
Kombat.
if y'all don't start going to these films, man, you know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
I'm
You
telling you,
gotta
man,
start.
this
You gotta
year,
start
this
going to these
for
films.
people that say I don't know if I'm going back there, this is the year to go back. And it's only we still got Scary Movie coming out. We still got
Movie,
Spider-Man. Not even
Spider-Man.
get me started in December when you got Avengers and Doom 3 coming out. I mean,
Avengers Doomsday at the end of the year.
Dune as well. Dune
yeah.
Part 3. There's a lot of films coming out, man.
This is the year to say, all right, it's time for me to
Go
go
back.
back into a
Going
theater.
back. This is the year to go
Because
back.
I'm
So
gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You guys stop going to movies, and then you're gonna wonder
What
why your
happened?
favorite movie theater is turned into a Chipotle.
Yep.
yep. No,
No,
that's the
man,
truth, man.
the movie theater by my house, man. I rode by it tonight. It's just sitting there, and it's like
The
they took down the sign, they took down the marquee.
Yeah,
It's just
you
sitting
got
there.
to. Yeah, you got to
the
go.
first thing to go on the building in Long Beach was the marquee. That went
Yeah,
in the mid 2000s. In the Lido Theater, that big marquee went first.
yeah,
Then
Yeah,
then this lady bought it. Now it's closed, and what is it? A Chipotle.
Chipotle.
that's
Yeah,
sad.
so go out and see the movies, man, and we'll keep y'all posted on what we doing over here. Good night, everybody. You know how we do. You can love us, you can hate us. Don't forget about us. Check y'all
Sha-la-la.
Don't you forget about me.
That's funny. And